Okay, welcome back to Pokemon HeartGold. I grew some berries, grew some Leppa, some Persum, some Citrus, some Oka. If I decide I need to reduce fire damage, I think we're ready to go for this attempt though. I have been able to consistently delete, defeat the Elite Four round two, but I have not shown it on stream completely. I mean, I did a training stream, but that wasn't I wasn't talking, I wasn't commentating, and it was whatever. Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm gonna go ahead and put up a curse, a couple curse. I'll just do one curse. He's gonna use gravity this turn. I don't think I need two curses to take him out in two hits. One curse, even after the reflect, is almost a one shot. And I'm actually okay with it taking an extra turn or two to see if we can get the waste another turn on the reflect. I don't think Crunch will take it out from this health though, so I'll use Earthquake again. Now I get the crit. Um, I'm just gonna leave Steelix in for now and see if I can have some fun crunching Gardevoir. I mean, I know it knows Focus Blast, but I kind of expected it to miss. If it hits, then yes, Steelix faints, but I don't really have anything else in this battle I wanted to use Steelix against. And now the reflect is gone, so I can take Gardevoir out in one hit. The crit did not matter. In fact, Doris can basically handle all of the Elite Four, or all of Will if I wanted to. I'll send in Magneton for Xatu and Slowbro, but does she even have Slowbro? I'll send in uh, Maggie eventually. Actually, for Grumpig, just for fun, I'm gonna throw out Ball. I forgot about the Power Gem, but another Shadow Ball will take it out. And I'm faster, so it's fine. Skyrim will probably next be on Tuesday, because I don't stream Sunday or Monday. But I imagine Tuesday will probably be Skyrim. Thanks for stopping in. See you later. And one more discharge to end this first battle. These first few fights are just rather easy at this point. I'll bring Steelix back because it is very, very good against Will. Or against Koga. I mean, it's good against Will too. What else is going to take out his Bronze Song that easily? That's 2 health missing. The 2 health will not matter. And honestly, Steelix doesn't need to be at full health either. Many of Koga's Pokemon are weak to ground type moves. So we'll keep using Earthquake. I grew those Leppa Berries specifically so that if Steelix runs out of Earthquakes, I can restore them without using the limited ethers you get in the game. I just traded a red shard to the berry guy in Violet City, and he gave me several berries, including a Leppa berry, and then I propagated them from there. Toxicroak is a poison fighting type, which means it takes 4 times damage to psychic moves. I'm going to turn down the volume of the game a little bit. It's blaring in my ears. And Content ID did try and get me for Pokemon already. They were wrong, and I disputed it and it went away, but it was still annoying. That's a much more comfortable level of volume. So, more likely than not, Crobat is going to try and use Fly. So I'll just use a PP of Charge Beam, which I'm not actually trying to use at any time, and save the discharge when it comes back down. That should be another one shot. And if I have the PP for it, Steelix would be able to handle everything else with Earthquake, but I'll try Poison on, or I'll try Psychic on Venomoth. Yes, it's part Bug type, that could be a problem, but we'll see. Psychic is strong. I have a Twisted Spoon, and it was one shot. Have you tried realizing the truth that there is no spoon? Amnesia will do nothing in regards to my Earthquake. But it's still not a one shot. That's why it takes so much PP, because I can't take them out in one hit. I wonder if a crunch would do it from here. Let's find out. I hope so. I was using Pain Split, you jerk. Well then no, a crunch will not take him out. And now he's yawning. It's rude to yawn at me. I'm gonna leave Steelix out. Because Muck can has zero ways of dealing direct damage to a steel type. It can swagger me and make me confused, and it can minimize, but it cannot do direct damage to me. So if I snap out of confusion, wake up, and still hit the earthquake after he boosted my attack 2 stages with swagger, yeah, he's going down. And Koga has been defeated. Alright, we know from significant experience that Doris could, with little to no difficulty, take out most of Bruno's Pokemon. But now that we have a Psychic type that can deal uh, significant damage to them as well, I don't have to rely entirely on Doris to win this battle. I will use Doris against Machamp and Hariyama though, just because they're, tanky. But for the Hitmons, uh, Paul's Psychic will be more than enough. Plus it's part Flying type, so even if Hitmontop wanted to use Dig, it couldn't. And if I somehow failed to take it out, counter would have no effect on the special move. I don't know how much I'll use Paul in the final battle, but if I need some extra damage on like Venusaur, I think it would be good there. Super effective damage against the poison type. Or maybe I just need it to tank one hit so that I can pivot properly. We will Drill Peck Hariyama. That should do enough. Hariyama has a lot of HP. Then Machamp comes out. I had been laboring with my own Machamp fighting his Machamp, and that's why I grew the Person Berries, but it's so much easier to just have Doris Drill Peck it. And then I have Muscle saved for Lucario. Because Lucario is part Steel type, a Karate Chop will easily take it out. We just Hitmonchan and Lucario left. Here comes Lucario. Lucario is an awesome Pokemon. I like using it. It is a true balanced mixed attacker. You can do whatever you want with it. Although I remember the first time I tried to get one, I didn't realize that you had to level up Riolu during the day. So I'm like, surely it's happy enough to evolve. Yes, it was, but it was nighttime. And we are done with Bruno. You lost for the reason that a lot of challenge runners don't even bother to mention you. Uh, I am not. I did not take any damage in that battle, so I have nothing to heal. I will lead Machamp for Karen because she leads with Weavile, which is 4 times weak to fighting. Honestly, the only Pokemon Karen has that's actually scary is Houndoom. And I can handle it without issue. Muscle could absolutely take Houndoom out in one hit, but I don't do it because I know Weavile is going to move first and do some damage to me. And I use Muscle for both Umbreon and Absol later in the battle, so I don't want it taking damage from Houndoom as well. I mean, it has the leftovers, which helps. Magneton for Honchkrow. I don't know if Machamp would outspeed it and hit it with the Rock Slide, and Stone Edge from Steelix would be even more inaccurate, so Discharge with Magneton is the best thing I can do there. Here comes the Houndoom. Houndour has the lowest physical defense of all fire-type Pokemon, and Houndoom's physical defense is better, but not by all that much. So if you can get any decent physical hit against it, you'll take it out. And a full power stab return from a Dodrio wearing a muscle band certainly qualifies. I will use Drill Peck, and I expect it to use Curse and take itself out, because that's what Spiritomb tends to be. Oh no, it used Confuse Ray this time. Why'd you use Curse now that I'm confused and hitting myself? No, Pain Split. I'm surprised. Spiritomb has no weaknesses until Generation 6, so just did it as best as I can. Here comes Umbreon, so Machamp is going back in. Unlike Absol and Weavile, a Karate Chop is not enough to take out Umbreon in one hit. What a Cross Chop is. I think even after Curse, a Cross Chop would take it out. I'm not positive, but I think so. No, but I think from Citrus Berry healing, a Karate Chop will do the rest of what I need. Yes. And I don't have to rely on Cross Chop hitting again. I decided to abandon my plans to get Brick Break. It was just going to take too long to get all of that BP. Absol will try to extend the battle by using Detect because it knows that once it doesn't block a hit, it is done. Unfortunately, I don't get the rest of my health back because the battle is over. You get leftover healing when you take out an enemy, but not if the battle ends because of it. Alright. We are through 4. The only one left is the worst of the bunch, Lance. I'm actually going to save before I battle Lance because I do need a couple things to work out in my favor to successfully defeat his Charizard. And I fudged the rules a little bit here by allowing Totodile to absorb the Intimidate from Salamence. I believe it is possible even if I don't, but it makes it a little quicker. Or safer. Both, I suppose. I also put the Quick Claw on Totodile just to be cheeky. See if it would activate one of the times I was battling, but it has not done so. So, through testing, I found that Doris's return does like more than Machamp's Rock Slide. So, uh, Doris is the optimal choice to fight Salamence. It will use rest and it will consume its Slumberry, but it's basically caught in a rest loop at this point. Uh, I'm going to be doing enough damage to it that it wants to keep using rest. And now that the Slumberry has been confused, it will stay asleep for more than one turn, and I'll be able to take it out without taking any additional damage. Whereas if I were using Machamp, I would be doing similar amounts of damage, but I could potentially miss the Rock Slide and give it time to wake up and damage me more. And Dodrio has reached level 80, which is higher than you need any Pokemon to complete this game, but it's fine. I don't need anything to absorb Gyarados' Intimidate. I'll just send in Maggie and take it out with a discharge. My hope is that it just goes for a Dragon Dance and I can take it out without any issue, but it usually... I've had it use Thunder Wave a lot. I haven't had it just go straight for Waterfall often. But today it did. Okay, this is the point where I usually burn Paul during this battle. He'll send in Garchomp. I leave out uh, Magneton to bait an Earthquake and switch into Paul to uh, avoid it. And then I see if I can get any damage at all off with Psychic. It, it did more than a third, I think. And then while Garchomp is locked into Outrage, I send back in Maggie to see if I can lower its accuracy with Mirror Shot. I got a crit though. That is not what I wanted to see. I'll just go straight for Earthquake. I will definitely take an Outrage without any difficulty whatsoever. It's confused. I might be able to take an Earthquake. No, I did not. Alright. We're still okay. Garchomp is the scariest Pokemon on this team, without question. I can take it out with a return now. Honestly, I probably should have just switched into Dodrio instead of ever having Paul out there. Here comes the Dragonite. Dragonite is a problem. I won't deny that. My hope is that it goes for Draco Meteor because then it burns half of its special attack and then can't really do much to me after that. I did not survive it, which is bad, but with his special attack down, I'm okay. Unfortunately, I do not see myself beating Lance anytime soon without healing during the battle. I want to make sure that I have at least 3 Pokemon for the remainder of the fight. Because that is what will keep me alive. He tried to use Draco Meteor again, but just missed. If he's just going to keep doing things that don't help him, then I'll just keep being fine. He hits the Draco Meteor again, which will drop his special attack yet further. He just completely nerfs himself in this battle. And Draco Meteor again. He's now at -6 special attack. He has Safeguard, he's got Draco Meteor, he's got Fire Blast, and I think he has a fire move in there somewhere. But at this point, it really doesn't matter. He'll probably heal himself here, but what do I care? I do actually need Machamp at max health, though. Oh, I don't... No, I don't want to run. I need to switch out, though. If Muscle is not at full health, then it doesn't... It has less chance of surviving the Air Slash against Charizard. And I absolutely need it to survive an Air Slash. The ideal scenario is Air Slash misses and I hit the Rock Slide. If Air Slash does not crit, I at least survive it. But it can make me flinch, and if I flinch and miss my turn, that's bad. I can also miss the Rock Slide, which would also be bad. But if I survive, don't flinch, and hit the Rock Slide, then Charizard goes down. I don't want to lose half my attack from burn. If my attack weren't cut, then the burn, just taking damage, wouldn't bother me. And the Fire Blast itself, after the special attack drops, was not a concern at all. Okay. It's actually sending out Altaria next. I did not expect that. Usually he sends out Altaria last. He likes to send out Altaria last and then use Perish Song with his last Pokemon. And then if you have anything you can switch into, you just switch into it and win. But he decided to send out Altaria second to last today. Alright. 3 Pokemon against Charizard. And that still does not guarantee my victory. With a fighting type and 2 steel types, a Pokemon like Charizard is a nightmare for this team. Air Slash hit. It did not crit, but I flinched. We're going to see if I can get lucky and have one miss at some point. Because it does about 150, so I do not survive a second one even after the leftovers. But chances are it'll miss at some point. It is not the most accurate move. It has roughly the same chance of missing as it has of critting. Unfortunately, if I flinch, which is one of the worst case scenarios, this is what I have to do to have the best chance of actually pulling it out and winning. Usually one or the other has happened by this point. This is the longest battle I've had against Lance yet. Unfortunately, sending in one of the other Pokemon isn't any better. I mean, it does give me a chance to attack, but yeah, I think I'll do that instead. I'll switch into Steelix, who will easily survive an Air Slash. Heal Machamp back up, and then I have at least a chance to try and attack again. He will use Flamethrower on this turn and take Steelix out. There's no way Steelix takes a Flamethrower from level 68 Charizard with a third of its health already gone. A lot of competitive sets for Steelix recommend significant special defense investment so that doesn't happen, but I didn't bother to put any special defense on it because it's not competitive, it's just in-game. And now the crit comes. Come on! This is why I saved, because stuff like that can happen. You know what? I'm just gonna try and take it out with Dodrio, because I almost did too. But I think the Flamethrower will take me out. That's why you save. That is absolutely freaking ridiculous that all of that happened in one battle. And this is why I actually started the stream a little bit early, so that if I did lose one of these battles, I would still have time to battle Red today. He gets the one Dragon Claw, and that's the only... Really? He might not use Rest since he sees the KO. I'm looking forward to my next run of this game when I have a Pokemon that has an Ice-type move. I know what Pokemon and which move. Can use it to sweep plants. Actually, my favorite Pokemon I've ever used was a Jolteon that had hidden power Ice. I took it on to a Wi-Fi battle in the middle of the night. Faced some person from Japan who had a bunch of legendaries, but this was Gen 5, so they were all weak to ice moves. All the legendaries were dragons, so I just swept them with hidden power ice. Well, I was about to before they quit in the middle of the battle. I was gonna take him out soon anyway, but I guess the crit makes it a little bit faster. Most of this fight will end up going the same way. I will just make a couple different choices. It just did the Thunder Wave this time, which means that I was actually really expecting the Dragon Dance there. That's usually what it does after paralyzing you. I love Dragon Dance. I love setup moves, and it hurts me that not enough of this team has them. I have Curse on Steelix, that's basically it. Actually, I'm going to bait the Earthquake again, but this time I'm going to send in the Pokemon that deals the most damage. Hit him real hard. The Outrage will take me out from here, but while he's locked into Outrage, I can send in Steelix and get a couple Earthquakes off. If he gets a 3-turn Outrage, I will take him out with Steelix. Otherwise, he'll have a chance to heal. He is still locked into Outrage, which means he cannot heal, which means the next Earthquake will take him out. We might see Charizard now, since I have Steelix out. Yes. Seeing the Charizard earlier is better for me. Alright, let's see how the RNG rolls today. Air Slash hits. It is not a crit. I do not flinch, and Rock Slide hits. I win. Everything that needs to happen for me to win this battle just did. Now, that being said, he's going to send out Dragonite next. I'm going to send out Paul to fight him, and hopefully uses Draco Meteor instead of Fire Blast. If I send out Steelix or Magneton, he would use Fire Blast. I want him to use Draco Meteor so that his special attack drops. Hey, got a special defense drop. That's cool. So he'll lose some special attack. He lost some special defense. But he got a critical hit too. Well, the one special attack drop should be enough for Muscle to come in and survive whatever he does. Unless he gets another crit. At this point, the leftovers recovery is enough to keep me alive. Because he's -4 special attack. And the last Pokemon is Altaria, which is the more typical order that he sends his Pokemon out in. So let's see. How many turns before he ends this battle? He went for the Perish Song right away. I love it. I can switch out. He has no way of preventing me from switching out. But he is on his last Pokemon, so he cannot switch out Altaria to survive the end of the Perish Song. But I'll see if I can take it out before the Perish Song ends. Nope, he's using Hyper Beam. That'll take me out. So I don't even have to switch. I am forced to send in a different Pokemon. Steelix is my lowest level, so I will send it out. And even if I don't hit the Stone Edge and take him out, he's recharging, and the Perish Song would have taken him out at the end of the turn anyway, but Stone Edge hit. And while we did have one mess up, we have beaten the Elite Four again. So there's only one thing left to do, and that is ascend to Mount Silver and battle Red. I do have a couple plans for that battle. I don't think I need to buy any more items beforehand. Oh no, we haven't done the interview. I'll just skip through the credits when they happen. So that gets to be in the Hall of Fame because it was there. We got Paul the Exatu from Mondo. We got Maggie the Magneton from Lorenzo. We got uh, Rusty the Steelix from Jasmine. And Doris the Dodrio from Ayana. And Muscle the Machamp from the guy in Goldenrod. Jose. And there we are in the Hall of Fame again. It saves the game automatically. And I will hit start, which will skip the credits. Alright, I want to do two things. Well, I want to do a couple things before I ascend the mountain. Now, there is a copy of the Stealth Rock TM on Mount Silver, but I might miss it on my way up, so I'm going to fly over to Celadon and buy one. My hope is to be done with Red within the next hour and a half. The third place game of the World Cup is on in an hour and a half, and I want to watch it. While I'm here, I'll get Erica's number. From Jolene said you were too plain and she looked more fancy. She's here Saturday and Sunday around this time, so. I mean, if I win the battle against Red, the run is over, and I won't need to battle anyone else. But, which floor is the TM department? Is it 3 or 4? Here. Frustration, return, swagger, Attract. No, captivate. Uh, taunt, torment, uh, safeguard, dig, stealth rock. Plus, brine, avalanche, dark pulse. Let me grab a couple. Oh, I already have 2 extra return TMs. Is there anyone else that I want to actually teach return to? I'm not sure if it'll actually be useful, but I'll look. Uh, I mean, the Drio's the only one that gets stabbed from it, which is why I taught it there. Uh, Baggy and Paul are special attackers, so it wouldn't help them as much. I think if anything, I would teach it to muscle, but what I need it for in Red's fight is the fighting and rock type move. So, I need to go back to hang on, one other thing here. Excuse me. I need to make sure that I have enough repels to get to through the mountain without, you know, doing other stuff. I'll just buy 27 more. I do not need 30, I need 4. But no, I haven't done this so many times that I just happen to know exactly how many repels I need to get to the top of Mount Silver. So when I was conceiving this challenge, I was wondering what team member I would put rock climb on so I could actually get up to the top of the mountain. But as it turns out, I only have 5 team members that I'm actually using, so it will be on Sandshrew, who I will not use in this battle. So Totodile goes in the PC, and Sandshrew comes out because Rock Climb is the only HM I need to reach the top of the mountain. And I will put Steelix in the lead because it is the perfect Pokemon with which to fight Red's first Pokemon. But when I get up there, I'll save and do some stuff with items, and I think there may be better held items than what I currently have. We'll find out when we get there. Mount Silver is also where Moltres is, and if you want to get to it, you do need Waterfall. But I'm not looking for Moltres. I'm just going straight up to Red. So come up, rock climb here. There are also some hidden items, but I'm not too worried about them. It's mostly things like max potions and the like. There is an escape rope right there out in the open if you decide you're not ready and don't have a Pokemon to just fly off. I will grab this item. Yeah, I thought that might be Stealth Rock right there. I wasn't 100% sure though. Bypass that cave entrance and come around over here. And then over here. Is there an item on this rock? No. There might be an item near that rock, but not on that rock. Come up here and come through. And then up. And that's In this room is where your first repel should wear off if you haven't been wandering too far off the path. And then there's an item over there, but I don't need the items. Just keep going all the way around, looping and looping and looping. And then come up here and over to the right and exit the cave there. We're out in the snow now. Go past that entrance and come in this one. Come back out. And then inside and back out. Rock climb here. And then rock climb up the middle. I think it's the middle. I might be wrong. I don't need to use the another max repel yet because when you're outside you only get the encounters in the grass. So you can actually save a max repel entirely if you don't use another one when you're outside. So I actually only ended up needing 3 because the steps worked out well. And then climb up that last big rock, and this will bring you up to red. I'm going to save before I do anything with my items, so that if I decide I don't like what I did, I can fix it. But the main thing I want to do is I made sure to get stealth rock. Mom, not now. I want to teach stealth rock to Steelix. I do not need crunch. I kept crunch because it was fun to potentially use it against what's his name? Will, but I don't need it. So stealth rock, and I believe that's the only change I'm making for now. And Doc. You are challenged by Pokemon Trainer Red. He sends out a Pikachu that is level 88. It's holding the light ball, so its moves are more powerful. It's also hailing. Steelix happens to be a perfect counter to Pikachu. Pikachu has 2 electric type moves, which Steelix, being part ground type, is immune to. Pikachu also has Quick Attack and Iron Tail, which, being a Steel type, Steelix resists. So I can really set up that Stealth Rock and then just KO it with an Earthquake. The extremely high level Pikachu is not a concern. I also have Stealth Rock, which is going to hurt every remaining Pokemon on Red's team. Next is going to be Blastoise. He has 2 water type Pokemon. He has Blastoise and Lapras. That is why I brought a Magneton for this battle. Stealth Rock is effect. I knew he had Focus Blast, and I was hoping it missed. That's just how it is. I think Red will heal his Pokemon on occasion. Yes. So I will use a Thunder Wave to outspeed him and hopefully take him out. I don't think he'll use more than 1 full restore per Pokemon. Because Lapras is part Ice type, it has other types that I have that it is weak to. But for Blastoise, it's just the electricity, so. And the Focus Blast did hit that time. I wanted to keep Magneton around, but doesn't look like that's going to be the case for now. Hail will hit him. Like I said, I don't think he'll use more than one on a particular Pokemon, so I've sent Doris out to get the KO. Doris can clean up basically any Pokemon that no one else takes out. Okay, as it turns out, because Magneton went down, Machamp is actually the most important Pokemon on this team now. I need it for Lapras, I need it for Snorlax, and I need it for Charizard. Lapras will take a little bit more damage from Stealth Rock because Ice is weak to Rock. Cross Chop is the only move I have that might take out Lapras in a single shot. And thank goodness it did. Now I'll probably send out Charizard next. That's what I expect. Yes. He also has Air Slash. It's basically the same situation with Red. With Lance. I need him to not crit or flinch me. Obviously, this Charizard is a much higher level than Lance's, but I think I still survive a 1. Yo, just barely, and I flinched. The difference here is that Stealth Rock took half of his health, so I can send in another Pokemon to clean him up. Hopefully, Doris is the only one that might outspeed him. That's the thing here. Alright, the Charizard was the scariest Pokemon yet again. So, really, honestly, Steelix won't really help me anymore in this battle. So I don't know if his Snorlax has Curse. I can't remember. All of my Snorlax has no Curse because it's an absolutely broken set. But I think his does not. I know 3 of his Pokemon know Blizzard. His Blastoise, Lapras, and Snorlax all know Blizzard because it's 100% accurate in the hail. There are certain days of the year where there is no hail on the top of Mount Silver. I know that October 10th is one of them. I think March 27th, Pokemon Day, might be one of them as well. You can look it up online. There are days where there's not hail. Because of that, those days are easier to battle red on. Also, if you use a weather team and get rid of the hail and replace it with something that helps your team, or if your team is helped by hail, that all makes the battle easier. Snorlax's defense is not great. Its HP is. I will try Cross Chop. I don't think Karate Chop would do it just because of how much health Snorlax has. Hundreds and hundreds of it. But a Cross Chop is perfectly acceptable. And we are down to Red's last Pokemon, which is Venusaur. If you want to do a fun run, play Pokemon Yellow and use the same Pokemon that Red uses in this battle. It's a lot of fun. I will give Paul a chance to take out the Venusaur, but I think it's going to be Doris using Drill Pack that ends this battle. Alright, just do a Psychic. That's the move that's super effective. It's under half health after that. If Sludge Bomb doesn't take me out, I can finish him off on the next turn, unless the hail puts him into healing range. He is healing. But I think I can still take him out because I will survive one more turn of hail and outspeed. So I think Paul still gets this. which, if I'm not mistaken, means that in this battle, Muscle got a KO, Doris got a KO, Rusty got a KO, Maggie got a KO, and Paul gets a KO. It's like I really thought about which 5 Pokemon I should bring for this fight, because they all ended up being useful. And with that, player defeated Pokemon Trainer Red. And we sent some to Mom. He says nothing and disappears. And it saves and the credits roll again. If you wish to rebattle Red, like all other one-time things in the game, all you have to do is defeat the Elite Four, and then he will reappear. He will not have a second team. That one team we fought is the only team Red will have. So, we did it. We beat Red. We beat the Elite Four. Rematches. We did the rematches we needed to do to get certain trades. The only remaining in-game trade, as I've said before, if I return to the Silphco building, Steven Stone will be there now. He will give me a Hoenn starter, and then if I leave and come back, he will offer to trade me a Beldoom for a Fortress. It's either Fortress or Pineco. Either way, I have to go headbutt a tree and bring him the Pokemon that I get. But I did not. Either way, I'm done with the challenge, so I don't need to get his Beldoom. But if you want a Beldoom in Generation 4, that's probably the easiest way to get it. I remember I got a Beldoom in Omega Ruby, because I pre-ordered it. Broken early in the game. It is a Beldoom in exchange for Fortress. Any Fortress. Don't need to do anything special. Okay. So, since I confirmed that, we're good. I do want to do additional Pokemon challenges, but I won't start another one right away. I will give this some time to settle, and I know what I want to do next, and it will be, I think, more fun. The in-game trade ones starts off a little slow because you can only get a few Pokemon until later in the game, and then, of course, the type diversity is not great. But it is an interesting challenge, I think. And I hope you enjoyed seeing me attempt and eventually complete it. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope that you enjoyed Pokemon. I know I enjoyed Pokemon. And if you are watching live on YouTube or on Twitch, whether you chatted or lurked, I appreciate you. If you are watching the archive later on YouTube, thank you for checking it out. I hope that every day is progressing favorably for you. And I will see you in the next one.